Welcome to beta 1.5. Last time we built this watchtower, we made a bridge, or at least the start of it. We also created a mine shaft and went back to the nether a little bit and got some more resources, got more diamonds. And now we have rails in the game, which is huge. So powered rails and detector rails, which means now we can functionally use this highway, but unfortunately for me, I'm going to have to build it. So in the meantime, I think I'm just going to build out this top part just straight, because that will take possibly the rest of my life before I ever get the rest of this done. Not really. I can do it over a couple days, but that's quite a grueling process, and I want to get a lot of things done in one episode, because I don't want to just build this and then have you watch me build a bridge for multiple days. or I can make this video into multiple, or what would be considered multiple episodes just in one, considering I would be building this bridge the whole time. Obviously I'd cut it down so you maybe only view like a couple minutes of building this and it's not that deep. I think I'm just going to build out that flat part, and then later I can build these arches in, because it seems that it's a lot more tough to get those built and it would take quite a long time, and I want to be able to use this functionally to get places faster. So for right now, for functionality, I'm just going to build out farther. And what I need to do is, of course, again, get more cobblestone, because I barely have anything. Because it costs way too much just to get some cobblestone. I mean, each one of these Y values here is nearly, so an entire bottom layer of cobblestone here on this tower is like, let me really count this out. 1, 2, we're going to count these air blocks as well, because it goes for the majority of this tower. So the air blocks in between these 30, 31, 32, half a stack. So this is probably more than 20, so at least more than 10 stacks of cobblestone here just to make this outside frame. So you got to understand like how much I'm really going to go through, rather than just immediately mining. I think we're going to get to the features first, because I think that's a lot more exciting and a lot less demoralizing. So, or a lot more exciting and a lot less demoralizing. But now all I need to do now is get back, and then we'll go craft some rails. And also, another thing, spruce saplings are in the game, as well as spruce wood. And achievements, if you couldn't tell. So this is still called wood, which is weird. I don't know why it's not called spruce wood, but it should be. I mean, it is a different color. It's just also called wood still. We now have spruce saplings, which is huge, because now I can expand my tree farm and make it better. And I'm probably going to clear out a little bit of that just to add in some more room for spruce saplings. And also birch saplings as well. So that is huge. So we're going to expand the tree farm, and then I'm going to go, well, first I'm going to go show off the new rails, see how much faster it is. We're going to put it in the mine, the new rails on the railway going down the mine, and then after that I think I'm going to expand the farms. So this is so weird. Like, normally I wouldn't be excited over being able to go into a minecart quickly, but now all of a sudden, since I haven't had access to that, it's so much, it's like exciting. It's like genuinely feeling like you went and got on your Xbox when you were 12 or 9 years old or whatever, and a new update came out, and you're like, oh, what is it? What is it? That's what I feel like. So it is weird, but let's see here. Powered rails, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that is super satisfying. And I think we're going to need quite a lot, actually, now I think about it. Well, let's go with 30. And another thing, too, so fences, actually, you get 2 So that's really good. I need one more stick here. So you get two per craft on fences instead of just one, which honestly is really nice. It's not that much better, but it's nice because before I was just struggling to make fences. I was going through a ton of wood, and it was just, I really just tried to avoid it as much as I could. One thing I have to look up is detector rail. Okay, I need a stone pressure plate, and luckily I have stone. Nice. Switch? Yeah, there we go. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna need. Let's go with 12. I think I can use 12 conservatively. You know what? I actually, instead of detector rails, I think I'm just gonna go with torches. Because honestly, I don't know if the window for how long the redstone wire, or how long the detector rail is triggered, I don't know how many powered rails in front of it will be powered on for. So I don't know if like the minecart would slow down if they turn off too early. So I don't want to take my chances because I know that's a possibility. So if they're constantly on, the powered rails, if they're constantly on, then I have nothing to worry about because I also made 12 detector rails, which is kind of a lot. And I just realized that might not be a good idea, but whatever. We're actually going to be able to get places quicker, which is huge, especially going back up. Walking back up that mine shaft is not very fun. I can put stairs in, obviously, but I like using minecarts. I think it's a lot more fun, and it is faster, but mainly because it's fun. We're going to put it right here, and I'm going to make a button. Really, it costs 2. I didn't think that. I was going to say that'd be really weird if that worked. Okay, I like that. That's a little more hidden. Let's see. And then I have to sort of test this from the bottom up. I think what I want to do is 3 rail gap in between each power rail. So, and I might expand this in the future, but I'm going to leave this right here. And let's go make another button here so we can get up from the bottom. I might end up mining that, so I don't want to put, I might end up mining this wall out farther, so I don't want to put the button on here. So I think, well, that's fun. So I don't think I can place it on a flat surface, can I? No, I think I'm going to just go like that. That's probably not the best. Oh. Huh. That's weird. I don't know why I'm thinking so hard about this, but I mean, I could just place it. Yeah. I'll just do that. And I forgot I have to get some momentum here, so I totally forgot. I'm really throwing right now. This is I'm like, brain is just totally off right now. Okay, let me get in. Uh-oh. Maybe I'll just do 2 powered rails. How about that? Ah, there we go. Okay, so you can see I went up. And we're going to start a powered rail at the bottom, just so I can guarantee my momentum up. And what I'm doing is, I think I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th one is another powered rail. So there should be a 3 block gap in between powered rails with the regular rails, and then we'll see about how that works. So, because it's not a guarantee that that's going to work. Okay, so I'm going to have to do multiple, because I can already tell that slows down a lot. So I think I'm going to go 2. Oh, and we have to do 1 at a time as well. Oh, no, I don't. Okay, weird. And I'm probably going, I might time lapse this. I think that's a little more entertaining than just cutting because it's quite boring to not be able to see the entire process. So I don't want to have anyone miss out on that, because I can see how there's some entertainment value for that. So I just figured I'll just leave this in. Well, I think I've got this done here, and I don't know how this wouldn't work. So let's see. Okay. Oh. And here we go. Oh, just barely. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, I'm heavy. My gosh. Whoa. I don't know what just happened there. I might need to fix that. Is it somehow these blocks on the ground? Huh. That's really weird. I'm gonna add a third powered rail here, because I do not understand what the problem is, and more momentum will help, hopefully. And let me try this again. And I think there's a different texture in my diamond sword, if I'm not wrong. I think the outside was black on the trim here, and now it's a dark blue, and maybe it was always like that and I just forgot. I don't know. But anyway, here we go. Come on, minecart. Don't tell me I'm this heavy. There we go. Okay. Perfect. And it should be the same way on the way down. Nice. That's really convenient. I'm just going to go at it one more time, just for the sake of it. It is so weird how I haven't done something like this in literally like a decade. That's crazy. It almost makes me want to build like a cool roller coaster. I remember trying to do that with my brother all the time, and it ended up, they were okay for what they were for when you were like 9, you know. But and I would always do to get all the rails and all my materials, I'd do the furnace glitch, and I think this only works on Xbox. But basically what you do, and I think you had to play with someone, you would get a furnace, and then you would stand on top of it and you'd mine it, or you'd put an item inside of it in the top slot. You'd put like whatever you wanted in the top, in the smelting spot. So we put like a diamond, and then someone else would spam the Y button, which in your inventory is just to pick up an item and move it around like this interaction right here. They would spam it like this super quickly, and the whole time while they're doing that, someone is breaking it with an item that's not a pickaxe, and when it breaks, it creates an infinite source of that item. And that's how we would play the game. So we would do that with obsidian, do that with diamonds, do that with rails, and then we'd make, you know, some crazy roller coasters somewhere. And it was pretty fun. I miss doing that. Doing those glitches were pretty fun, I would say. Also a horrible introduction into how to play a game correctly in a way that's satisfying, because honestly nothing will burn you out more than just straight up cheating. If you've ever used /give in a world that you have, like let's say this one, right? Let's say I use /give and give myself even just something small, like, oh, you know, I just need a little bit of sugar cane just for this thing. Oh, I just need one more, you know, and it's not a real big deal. Like maybe I give myself a third milk bucket because that's the last thing I need to make a cake. Even that seems small, and it seems I can get away with it. But all of a sudden, all the satisfaction you had in building a build you had just kind of goes away. Like the world feels tainted. And the only way to really get that feeling back of feeling fulfilled is to keep playing without cheating, and usually doing a bigger, more difficult task than the ones you have done really helps. Because yeah, I mean, for me, like, I don't like playing modded because, or I don't like playing modded with mods that add new items to the game that are really powerful, or add new, like, many new things. I usually like vanilla tweaks and stuff like that. Like, I use fabric with light Matica, with a zoom, without having to use a spyglass, like little stuff. That's not cheating. Light Matica, maybe you could consider that, but for me, I don't think it is, because the main cutting time down on a build that's going to take you a really, really long time, like building a whole mountain, is something that doesn't require, it doesn't give you any like insane advantage other than the fact that you save time. But you can also go down a slippery slope with that argument. Like, you could say, oh, well, eventually I'll get diamonds, so I might as well just give myself some, right? Like, you could also make that argument. Like, oh, well, why do I even need to do any progression in the game? Why don't I just get all the best stuff immediately? I was already going to get there. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you've got a huge thing to build, and it's going to take you, like, weeks. Light Matica would be useful. So that's kind of my theory on that, and that's probably the most I'll ever do. But the reason I don't like modding is because it feels like you're cheating. Getting some new ore that's like crazy good right out of a mine is just like, I just like, the whole time I feel like I'm getting away with something, even though it's in the game. It just feels too easy. And I usually just stop playing a modded world relatively quickly. I'll grind it out super hard in like a day, and then just that'll be it. Because it's not fulfilling. When you play on vanilla, though, just based on the rules, no extra stuff, and you build something really interesting that really sucks to build, it's so much more satisfying when you look at it. Like this castle, it's not that hard, right? I mean, this isn't too crazy, but I still appreciate it because it looks nice and it wasn't a little amount of effort at all. So that's kind of why I like beta, because the expectations of what is impressive is like really low. So I actually feel satisfied with this, rather than in another version I wouldn't, because I know I could do better. But since there's a cap on how much I can do, my skill is fairly limited because I don't have as many resources to work with. So this becomes a lot more satisfying, and I don't have to build for like 20 hours just to be like, wow, that was good. So that's really cool, and I can see why people still play this version, because it has a lot of simple aspects to it that makes the bar lower, and there's not really much progression you can do. Like, we already made it, we're here. Like, I can wear diamond armor, but like, this is it. It gives you more time to focus on building and getting to things you want to make, rather than just focusing on grinding. And I think that's what the newer versions are like, and I don't like that. You can't sprint. You're literally forced to take your time. You can get diamonds really quickly, as we've already seen, at least in episode 1. I already got a decent amount, right? So that's sort of my take on modding and new versions of Minecraft. I think this version is quite great. Obviously, I think beta 1.7.3 is the best out of all of them, because it has pistons, it has decent redstone, it's got a whole bunch of other features that are that I can't name but are better, trapdoors, things like that. So doesn't mean it's objectively better. I still enjoy the new features of the newer versions, and super complicated redstone stuff and crazy detailed builds. That's what I like. But I do really appreciate this for what it is. But yeah, I think I need to get more spruce saplings, just because if I want to make that add spruce to my farm, I'm gonna need a lot more, or at least a few more. And I'm also going to get birch, not Bruce. I don't know who Bruce is, but we're going to get that. And then I think, yeah, I'm gonna add the spruce to the farm, and then and the birch, obviously, and then I think I'm gonna continue on that bridge, and then I'm gonna add the rails on top of it as well. Let me check in this version what was new. So, not really anything honestly new here. We have weather and just the new saplings. Pigs, when they get struck by lightning, become zombie pigmen. Charge creepers exist. And I think I said weather, but that also suggests thunderstorms, so that's where the lightning comes from. And I think that's pretty much it for that. Not any really new redstone features besides the rails. But yeah, I'm going to go continue the tree farm and add those saplings onto it. But first, I'm going to go get some some birch wood, and then I'm going to go finish the length part of the bridge and add some rails to it until I get to a point where I would like to stop. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got my saplings here. 11 birch, not Bruce, not spruce combined with birch. 8 spruce, and don't need this oak one. I just happened to grab it. So now I think I'm going to go add, I'm going to go clear out more of the tree farm, and then I'm going to plant these down and probably farm some of the I'll just pick up a couple stacks of the spruce wood just because I like it a lot more than oak. To me, it's like oak 2.0. It's also a lot less messy. I don't know if you noticed how abhorrent like oak trees are. They're just like a nightmare to deal with because there's way more. Well, I don't think there's actually more leaves, but I think the way they're grouped together makes it seem like there's more, and it feels like leaves are just stuck in the air forever. So, okay, so we're here, and I may even clear out these little hills here and some of these trees on top of it, just because I think I'm gonna need the room. So I will honestly probably time lapse this. So yeah, here we go. I just made some stone slabs because I'm going to need some later, and then I made another diamond shovel. But I'm going to clear this side and that a little bit as well, and then I'm going to add the borders and then the trees. Okay, got more slabs here, and I'm gonna finish this out, and then I think we're good there. I think I want to add a border on this side actually, because it looks kind of weird to just, oh, I forgot to add the top part. Hold on. And I almost forgot this. Okay. Hopefully no one sees that. Okay, so we're going to call that done. And I think this looks pretty good so far. I like the way this looks. This is a nice area over here. I actually like this a lot. This is a cool overhang. So yeah, all I need to do now is plant some of these. I'll give them some space here to brood. That should be enough, hopefully. I want to make sure this place is bright enough at night. I don't have to deal with any mobs. And there's my bone meal. Oh. Hey, there we go. Nice thing about spruce trees is you don't get those really fat ones. Well, never mind. These are relatively fat, but you don't get these big ones like the big oak tree, which is nice because I do not like dealing with those. And then now it's time for our birch. Not Bruce. 1, 2, 3. I think I can get away with a little more over here just because they're smaller. But yeah, I like the way this looks. So we got our tree farm down. That's really nice. So now what I need to do is go mine a bunch of cobblestone so I can go continue that bridge. And I think I'm going to do it for quite a distance as well. So I'll probably time-lapse that. Not the mining though, just because I already have done that a little bit, and I don't want to have a repetitive thing happen over and over, and that's just something you sit through. So I'm going to time-lapse the bridge because that's a little bit different and a lot more satisfying to watch. So I will be back when I have the materials to build, and then I will time-lapse the bridge. Got my cobblestone, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 stacks. And I think I'm just going to use all of that, and then I'll probably just stop there. Okay, so I'm over here by the bridge, and then I'm going to run a time lapse until I run out of cobblestone. Okay, so just finished the last block, and I had to stop and cut right before because I have kept falling off. Not over here, I think it would have died, but over there in the snow I kept falling off multiple times. So even though I was shift clicking, I kept falling off. So I am currently almost to this other island over here, and this is quite a distance. Unfortunately, I have skeletons to deal with, and I don't have much health, so well, I have 2 arrows, so I'm gonna have to make it work. Okay, got them both. Got them both. Wow, I should not be alive. And I haven't even died this entire time. I just totally remembered. And this, well, I guess I can get down by water now, can't I? Let's just hope these skeletons died. I believe they did. And I'm just gonna swim off because I do not want to risk it. So if you can kind of see what I was going for here, that's how big I want it to be. This is quite a distance. That's kind of what I was going for here. Something really tall. Actually, I really like the fact that it goes from a mountain over, from a mountain, or from, well, I don't know if it's a mountain, but we'll call it a mountain. It goes from a mountain peak to over a stretch of water. I think I like that a lot. Um, so yeah, I think I might just build it to the other side. Maybe potentially build a tower, and this goes through it. And then I have a good place to stop with it, and that way I can build this out and just observe it and decide if I want to keep continuing it or just having it for the sake of being a cool bridge. So uh, I don't want to continue that for too long, just because it's quite a project, and if I always constantly build this bridge, I'm really not going to get anything else done that might be interesting. I do think there are a couple things I can do still in this update, because we are nowhere close to being, well, we are pretty close, but I might add another railway somewhere. And then I want to build something else, just because I always like adding new things into the world, something little, something small with a decent amount of detail that adds some character. I feel like I don't want to go through each one of these episodes without, continuing to build this world into a place that seems a little more real, but also fantastical in a way where you can escape and sort of jump into a whole another world. Like, I always think about every time I would make a world, what it would be like if someone else is playing this world. And I'm sure that's like that for a ton of people, but I imagine, like, okay, if someone joined, how much fun would it be for them to be on this world? There's not too much you can do, but would they enjoy the environment? Like, would they be able to appreciate it for, like, what kind of atmosphere it brings, and, like, what theme? Does it feel like a place that exists, or is it just like a combination of buildings? And my goal is to make it from a combination of buildings and ideas into, like, a world. So no, I don't have to think too hard for Minecraft beta. There's not a lot you could do anyway, so I'm not really too worried about stuff like that. But that's kind of the way I play usually on newer versions, so I don't want to, like, try super hard right now when there's not much I could do. I usually have to try a lot harder in a later version, which is what I'm going to do. But for now, just simple buildings and things like that to add some character and functionality that I just enjoy building. So that's just sort of how the progression of things go. Also, I just made some diamond armor here, even though I know earlier, I'm like the biggest hypocrite ever, but I made diamond armor earlier and it broke down really easily. But thing is, I realized how easy it was for me to get diamonds through mining in our mine shaft. Just getting cobblestone, I already got a decent amount. Now, obviously, I have 35 now, but if it takes 24 to make a full set of armor. So, what is that? 39. So, 59 before, and plus some change. To be honest, it might be worth it to go through diamonds just because I don't really care too much, and I have enough diamonds to pull this off. Oh my god. What? What? How does that even... What? I mean, that's insane. This doesn't make any sense. I literally walk up here. What? Like, okay. I understand that a mob has the ability to walk upstairs, but that was super quick. Because it was like, the creeper was like right down here. Like right there. And immediately, how is that even, what? I don't even have words for that. It makes zero sense. But okay, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen and just stay in denial. Thank God I didn't blow up my dogs or anything. I would have lost my mind if that would have happened. But I almost want to create a really big dig out mine underground, almost like a cave. And I think I might need TNT for that, which I didn't think I would ever use in this update or any following beta updates or even a release update. So I think I might do that, and then I'm just gonna go blow the out of the mine down there. I think that would be kind of fun. So right now I am going to. Now unfortunately our mob farm doesn't work because we don't have trapdoors. I think there's a different way to do it. I don't remember how you do it without trapdoors, so I'm just gonna assume that I can't do it right now. And then I'm probably just gonna run around until I find enough creepers and get enough gunpowder so I can nuke, and then we're gonna go have some fun. So currently I've been able to make 17 TNT. I just started recording again right after stop because I realized I needed to show how much TNT I currently have and how much I want to get to before I start getting more gunpowder. And I'm 17 doesn't seem like a lot considering how much stone really blows up. I don't think it's that powerful right now, at least in this update. Maybe it's always been the same, who knows. But I am going to probably try to get close to a stack, which means I need, well, if I'm at 17 TNT, that means I need 235 gunpowder. That sounds like a nightmare. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so after quite possibly the worst, possibly the worst, I don't even know why I did this, but basically all I've been doing is just breaking these torches down here and then waiting for creepers to spawn in these little pockets of darkness and then killing them, and then to get gunpowder, and then I tried to go to the nether to kill gas to get gunpowder, and I realized I was just not that effective. But I think I'm ready to finally blow this place up. Thank God. Now the question is, how do I want to blow this up, right? Like, why? So personally, I want like a big, almost circular dome-like, room. I would call it a room, right? But I want to have it blown up so it looks like naturally created. Obviously, I'll smooth it out because it'll be quite bumpy, but I'll smooth it out so it looks a little more realistic. I'm just sort of letting the TNT explosion guide the way the room or whatever, or the cave, how it's going to look. I'm just letting it do its thing rather than trying to force anything. I'm just going to go with what the TNT does, and then I'm going to work with that. I'll smooth it out, but I won't make too many changes to what the main explosion structure is, if that's how you want to call it. The only question is, let me test one TNT just to see. Oh. Okay, not bad. Actually, really not bad at all. So, this nether portal will get taken out, but it's whatever. That's besides the point. I don't want to get too close to these rails here, just because I don't want to blow them up. Oh, I guess you don't need flint and steel. I almost forgot about that. You can just left click. That is quite the explosion, I have to say. Yeah, you just left click. That's weird. Oh, goodbye. I think I need to go in a direction. I think I'm going to go to the left. Oh, wait, but hold on. I got to make sure we have nothing we're going to run into here. Yeah, here's our problem, though. We got lava and obsidian. So, I actually should not have done that. I should have just covered that up with cobblestone. That was stupid. I think I might go the other direction then, because I don't want to deal with that. I'm going to go to the right. Well, I guess I have to deal with the portal now, so it's really up to which one I want to pick here. I think we're just gonna go left, 'cause I think we can cope. I would like to do some big spectacular explosion, but unfortunately I need to really kind of be calculated about this. I'm gonna do more eventually once I figure out how I want it to look. I'm just kind of getting an idea. I don't want to waste too much, but once I get more, I'm gonna explode the hell out of it. But right now, I'm almost doing this slower than just straight up mining. So let's go this way. Now we're gonna try to get away from the trench we made on the left, just because that's a really man-made thing that I want to eventually cover up and, well, have a way to get there so I can continue to dig and get resources from it, but also hide it so it looks aesthetically pleasing to not have this giant trench going through. So, goodbye. Oh, you know what might be really cool? I actually might do this. I was talking about that circular, almost dome-like room that I wanted to make. Well, in the middle, why don't I make a sword and a stone and have like light coming down from above? So like just mine out all the way to the surface. That way one little natural light source goes through right on top where the sword would be. I think that would be really cool. I've done that before and it turned out really well. Unfortunately, I lost that world, and I'm really, really sad about that. I put so much time into that. But that's okay. It gives me another opportunity to fix the mistakes I wish I would have fixed in a new world. So, as much as it might suck to lose something, you get to learn, you get a clean slate to try it all again and do it better. So, that's sort of my way of coping. You know what might even be better, like this, and we can still recover this, is to make a, instead of it being this big opening, almost make it like a crack in the wall. You're not really, like, to get to this big area with the sword and the stone, you're not really supposed to find it that easily. So I feel like it should be almost narrow, like you have to like squeeze your way through just to get through this giant like crack in the wall. And then eventually when you get there, you get into this big room that has this sword in the middle, and you're like, what? What is this? I think that'd be really cool. So I think I'm going to try to do that right now. With this, I just got to make sure I have enough TNT left. That way I can afford to nuke the building. Fortunately, I'm not really getting much of that narrow path I was intending on. I mean, knowing how many creepers I got to spawn down here, I might even be able to just like get them, to lure them over here, one at a time. But creepers' explosions aren't very big compared to TNT, so I don't think I'm going to be too bothered with a creeper. And I almost want to make it like, oh, hello. I'm not supposed to find you, but I did. So hell yeah. Diamonds. Be nice. I'm an addict. You gotta give me more than 4. Come on, man. Oh, man. Whatever. Whatever, man. I'm so ungrateful. Okay. Thank you, Cave Noise. You're really fun and cool and hip. I'm gonna now dig out this spot until I reach a middle point that I want to get to, and then I'm gonna start bombing. And I think the way I want to do it is to go up a few blocks and create like a 9x9 TNT to create a general circle explosion, hopefully. I'm not a demolitions expert, but I imagine that might give me some kind of a result in terms of something spherical. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think we're good here. This is quite far. So we're going to go up a few blocks just because we are quite low and we need some roof expansion. And here is where we're going to build the nuclear bomb. You know, actually, now I think about it, sort of a 3D plus design might work. And now I realize it's going to fall. Great, I'm super smart. Well, let's do that first. Cover that up, and that way we can, these other ones will blow it up, so. And I just realized I don't actually have as much TNT as I thought I did. Oh my god, no. Oh my god, that was a total accident. Well, you know, it's not the worst. I gotta be honest, it almost has achieved basically kind of what I was looking for, honestly. Oh my god. What am I doing, man? Alright. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna, let me light it up here, it's quite dark. Let me risk a little more light, and I think I'm gonna smooth this out, give it a little more of a spherical shape, and then I'm going to make some sort of stone in the middle, and then see how that looks. Okay, so I've relatively smoothed this out, made a new pickaxe with the diamonds we got. I think I'm gonna keep replacing things that aren't stone and turn them into stone, just to make everything look a little more polished. But I've dug out this sort of crater-ish thing, just because I think, yeah, I don't like that, but I think it needs to sort of divert attention to the center where the rock is gonna be. And I think I'm gonna add some dirt in here, and I think I want to add some grass, because if you think about it, if natural light is coming in from the surface, that means plants can grow down here. So this might be the only place where there's some kind of vegetation, which I think would make a lot of sense. So I'm gonna do that, and I think only right now it's gonna be a rock, because I don't know how to put a sword in stone without like the statues data pack armor stand thing, where you can turn them invisible and like give them an item in their hand and then rearrange the item to orient however you like. That is really handy, and unfortunately we don't have that. So, and I don't, even if there was, I don't know if I really want to right now. I don't want to add too many things like mods into the game if I don't have to in order to achieve something. I think it's kind of fun to try to work within the bounds of your creative, or to work within the rules of what the game gives you. I guess the tools that it gives you. It actually makes you more creative, because you have to really come up with a good idea of what to do instead of just having a million options. It really makes you think. So I would like that a lot more, and just for the hell of it, to try it out, see if I can't come up with something. So right now I need to keep this lit though, but after I'm not going to, and I need to somehow mob proof this, because God knows something is gonna blow that up when we have it all done. So I'm also gonna change this hallway here to be a little more expanded. That way it's not just this really deliberately carven area. It needs to sort of just look like a natural formation. Kind of the reason I wanted to build this, I always think it's kind of cool, like if you're someone mining down here and you have a big trench going on, and you find this little cutaway and you find something really interesting. It sounds like the start of a cool story. So I really like that. So I'm going to try to make this overgrown as best as I can. I don't even know if that's possible, because one, I can't even pick up leaves, and that's the closest things I have to like a vine. A grass block is my best bet. So I think what I'm gonna do, since I can't pick up a grass block, I'm gonna use dirt, and I'm gonna mine down, or I'm gonna mine up, and get and have the sunlight shine down, and then I'm going to wait for that block to turn to grass, and then place the dirt around it. I just realized something. Not only am I of low intelligence, that dirt doesn't become grass because sun is on it. It becomes grass because grass is next to it, and sunlight won't do anything for me. So I think what I'm going to do instead is ditch the overgrown look. We're going to go for the rocky sort of design here, with a bunch of cobblestone slabs. Unfortunately, our smooth slabs are not what I wanted them to be, because remember, they have those, that's a whole different color, and it looks way more industrial than a natural block. So smooth slabs I'm not going to be able to use, so it looks like I'm stuck with cobblestone slabs. Stone buttons might be helpful in creating some kind of rocks on the ground. I think I might do that. There's really not too many options, but I think it's worth a shot. Now, hopefully I can pull off a good enough look. I need to sort of make this rock not a simple design. It's hard because I only have so much space I can use to make this rock look a certain way, and I only have so many types of blocks that will work to make it detailed. So it's really hard to come with something unique with less space. And I'm pretty sure, in fact, I need to make something it needs to be asymmetrical in some kind of way. Like I need buttons. Unfortunately, buttons aren't a flat thing you can use. That's really good. So I guess we're just gonna add some roughness around, if that's how you want to call it. I mean, it's not the ugliest thing. Pressure plate's on the table, but I'm not too sure about that. Just adding a bunch of buttons sure is weird looking in the beginning, but hopefully it pays off and looks a certain way. Oh, that's kind of cool. Just having the water fall down on that. Just leave this right here. Actually, that's not... I mean, it's going to despawn, but like... You can actually kind of get the idea of what I was going for here if I get rid of these torches. Because once you get the natural light in, it totally changes the way everything looks. And yeah. That looks pretty cool. I like that. Unfortunately, I cannot leave a item there, but I can take a screenshot. I think that worked out almost exactly how I wanted it to. That's pretty cool, even for beta. I think I pulled that off fairly well. So I think I'm gonna leave it at that, and then in the future I might actually start, giving it some vegetation, some greenery, and we'll see how that looks later on. But hey, that's pretty good so far, honestly. Now the only thing I have to do now is make this not a blithering hellscape of a tunnel. Need to have some weird pockets. It might be a cool idea too. On the way, you get a little glimpse of like some sunlight. It needs to sort of be distant, like not something you can really obtain. Like right here. Okay, you'll kind of see what I mean, but maybe you'll have some kind of guess that there's sunlight coming in, but only a small sliver. Okay, so I got our light source. Unfortunately it's raining, but what I'm going to try to do is make this hidden in a way that makes it seem a little bit more inconvenient, like that. You're like, huh? You know, you just see some light in there. If we didn't have any torches down here, this would be a much different. Yeah, see how that looks? How much that changes the atmosphere when you have that natural light coming in. You're like, what? And then you reach the room, which I think that looks really cool. Yeah. So I think I might bulk this up though, just because I want it to feel kind of claustrophobic. It's tough to pull off, I gotta say. Really not too much detail I can work with. You know, maybe I should have it kind of veer and then come back. That way it's not one just direct path. And you sort of have this. Yeah, let's do that. That gives me more room to have some new ideas. Okay, so I got some more stone here, just a little over a stack. God, this place is a mess, isn't it? I'm really gonna have to clean this up. Trying to get rid of as many dirt and non-stone blocks as possible, just to make things a little nicer. Like this is a nightmare. I don't like that. Let's put this back, and then like that. Grab the iron. I think that works. It is a little jank, I have to be totally clear, but I think it works. I think this is turning out quite well. So I don't enjoy this hallway, or whatever you'd like to call it. I guess it's cool when you have that little light source to give you a hint that maybe you're coming up to something that isn't exactly, or some kind of new formation. Gives you a good hint. But there you go. I really enjoy how it looks with a sword on it. Oh, not like that. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna clear this part over here because it's kind of just a
Battery
mess,
low.
and I realized I didn't want this to look like that, so hopefully you didn't hear my headphone notification, but if you did, I apologize. It was really loud. I'm just gonna cover this up now because I don't want to deal with this, and I didn't want this, even though I thought it did, but whatever. So, got it. Okay, well, right now, I think what I want to do, clean up some of this garbage, and I think I may want to block off this stuff, cover it with stone. I want it to just sort of be this one-off path that feels like, what's down here? Sort of a thing. I don't want you to get too distracted by all these other lava pools and whatnot. It might take you up all the way up there and totally get lost and forget the point. Basically what the environment is supposed to guide you to that room without giving you a direct path. So in a way, you won't be able to tell that you're being guided, but like, I mean, you probably will, but it's not going to feel like it, which is kind of the point. So I need to get more stone here, and then I'm going to cover that stuff up. Okay, so I've closed up this side a lot more, just cleaned it up. When you go through here, now most of those areas are blocked off, and you can't really tell that there's anything behind there. So, yeah, looks fairly decent. Might change in the future. Shouldn't have ate, but Domino's tastes too good. So I think we're done with that. I think we're done with this area. So the next update is beta 1.6, and that means we get trapdoors, and we find grass, which is really good. But really not too much changes happen in 1.6 besides the fact that you get like a fern, grass, a dead bush, trapdoor, maps. A lot of bug fixes, and I think that's pretty much it. But I don't know if there's any terrain generation things that change other than spawning grass, tall grass, and ferns, and dead bushes and deserts. But I think that's about it. So trapdoors, why that's important is now we can finish our mob grinder, so we don't have to worry about making some crazy weird contraption for it. So next time I'm going to be finishing my mob grinder. So yeah, other than that, have a good one.